Okay, welcome back from lunch, everyone. Sawadee Krap. Nice to see you guys. This afternoon, I'm going to teach you guys walking meditation. But before I do, I would like to just kind of introduce you to it, and then I'm going to actually walk around the room and kind of show you how this meditation works. But first, I would like to just make sure you know that the walking meditation that we're doing, it is breathing mindfulness meditation with the same exact goals as breathing mindfulness meditation, but we're just doing it from a different position. So we're going to be focusing through the eyes rather than focusing on the breath, but the same goals are occurring, that you're eliminating craving, desire, attachment, and you're cultivating mindfulness or awareness of mind. This is what I taught yesterday in the afternoon about breathing mindfulness meditation. But instead of focusing on the breath, and every time the mind moves off the breath, we're bringing the mind back to the breath and back to the breath, you're going to be focusing through the eyes down to the floor. And anytime the mind moves off the eyes, you're going to bring the mind back to that. You'll see what I'm talking about. So you can do this meditation as a standalone all by itself, or you can do it in addition to other positions. So like you could do it prior. Like say you're getting ready to go do meditation and you know you're going to be sitting down and your mind's just overactive. And you're like, man, the last thing you're thinking about is sitting down. You just have too much activity going on in your mind. You could do walking meditation instead. And maybe you do that as a standalone and that's all you do is walking meditation. But then maybe you're doing walking meditation for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and you're like, hey, I'm done with this, but I'd like to go do some seated meditation or lying or standing. You can do that as well. You can switch to another position. Or if you would like to do it afterwards, you could do that too. There were times where I would sit down to actually meditate, and I'd be meditating for maybe 3 minutes or so. I realized how busy the mind is, and I would just switch to walking meditation. So you don't need to just do one meditation, one position the entire time. You can switch between different positions. You can even use walking meditation, like say you're in seated meditation and you're falling asleep. You could actually get up and do walking meditation to keep your mind attentive and alert. Or you could just get some sleep, like I talked about yesterday, right? So you can use it in all these different ways. Instead of focusing on the breath, you're going to be focusing through the eyes, looking down at the floor about 1 meter in front of you or 3 feet in front of you. You'll stare through the eyes. And then anytime the mind moves off of that, you would like to cut that off and bring the mind back to what you're looking at through the eyes. You're not interested in looking really far in front of you or to the sides or thinking about what's behind you. Instead, just 1 meter or 3 feet in front of you, just staring at that, like your mind's fixated on that point. And then when we're walking, we're going to be walking around in a counterclockwise direction. And then anytime you notice that the mind wanders and it's not fixated through the eyes looking at the floor, you just bring it back and bring it back and bring it back and bring it back. Okay. And then in terms of your hands and arms, you're going to either clasp them in front of you just lightly at the wrist, or you can put them on the sides, or you can clasp them behind you with the wrist just lightly clasped. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to have our foot and we're going to go flat where the foot's flat on the floor. And then you're going to transfer your weight. You're going to go flat and then transfer your weight. Flat and then transfer your weight. So I'm going to demonstrate this for you so that you guys can see it. And then I'll let you guys ask any and all questions that you like. So let me do some switching here to switch over the technology, and then I'll teach you guys. Okay, so that should be active. Yeah. Okay. So now that's active. So I'll leave that up so you can, if you would like to see that. Take a look at that every once in a while. Okay, so normally I wouldn't be holding this microphone in my hand, so I'm just going to set the microphone down, or maybe I can tuck it in my shirt here, and see, I can show you guys my hands. So you can either put the hands in front of you where you're looking down at the ground 1 meter or 3 feet in front of you, or you can put your hands to the side, or you can put them behind you, right? So you have them behind you just lightly clasped, okay? So then wherever your hands are, and I'm just going to grab this mic, wherever your hands are, you just look 3 feet in front of you or 1 meter in front of you, and you take your foot and you go flat. Here, my foot is just flat. I haven't transferred any weight yet. And then you're going to go transfer. Flat, transfer. Flat, transfer. Flat, transfer. Flat, transfer. And you might need that for a period of time. You might need that flat transfer. But ultimately, you'd like to get rid of it because that's just the mind holding on to something. You're not going to be able to have any certain thoughts. You'd like to, whatever thoughts the mind's going to have, as they come up, you would like to be aware of them, have mindfulness of them, and then be able to bring the mind back. So if you're doing flat transfer the whole time, it's not allowing the mind to let go. So you like to get to the point where you might need that flat transfer for maybe 5 minutes, even 10 minutes, who knows? But then just let that go and see what happens with the mind. Can you stay focused? So I will start you guys off with doing this flat transfer, flat transfer, flat transfer, but then I'm just going to be quiet. I'm not going to say anything at all. And then you guys will be on your own to meditate. And if you need that flat transfer, you can do it for a while, but then afterwards you can just let it go. So I'm going to set the mic down and just let Robert follow me around with the camera. And I'm just going to kind of make a little circle here because we're going to be ultimately making a big circle in the whole classroom. And we'll walk in a counterclockwise direction. And you'll see how I do it and kind of get into this groove where you're walking around the room. So it's very conscious, very deliberate walking. So it's very intentional walking. It's almost like a clock. If you remember the old clocks, like tick, tock, tick, tock. It's almost putting the mind into like a little bit of a trance where as you hear that clock, if you've ever sat in front of a clock or you've heard a clock go tick, tock, tick, tock. It's flat, transfer, flat, transfer, 2 deliberate movements, 2 conscious movements. And as you do this, it puts the mind in a little bit of a trance. It's kind of like if you had a piece of wood and you had a steel rod and you were grinding this back and forth, it would create a groove in this wood. And it's the same thing that if you can keep your mind focused through the eyes on longer and longer periods. When you first do it, you probably won't be able to do that. But as you practice this more and more, your mind gets more and more used to being in the middle. And now it's like getting a deeper and deeper groove in the wood, and your mind will stay in that focus and concentration, not just during meditation, but outside of meditation too. Your mind will stay focused and concentrated. So this is like exercising the mind. That's what meditation is. It's like exercising the mind. It's like you take the body to the gym and you exercise the body, and now the body's stronger for you to go hiking or go ride a bicycle or whatever it is that you're going to do, rock climbing or what have you. So going to the gym is exercising the body, making it stronger so you can use it in other parts of your life. So the same thing's true. What the meditation is doing is it's exercising the mind. So now you have these qualities available to you at other times in your day. So this is walking meditation. Do you guys have any questions on just the little bit of guidance that I gave you here? Let's see. Let's see if we have any questions here. Okay, there's no questions here. So what I'll do then is I'll just invite you guys to join for walking meditation. If you like, we're going to make a real big kind of oval circle type of thing in the classroom. If you'd like to put your cushions away and your chairs away, that'll kind of clear the floor. And I'll come over and I'll get you guys started with the meditation. If you'd like to try it, you'll have an opportunity to try it. Okay. Okay. So if you guys would like to just make a big circle, we're all kind of heading this way and then kind of like spread out nice and far. So we're all kind of heading this way. So you can kind of space yourselves out just along this path that I'm walking, just kind of along here around big. You're going to need a big circle because some of you guys will be walking slower and some will be faster. So we're all kind of headed this way and kind of around in a big circle. Okay, great. So with your hands either in front of you or beside you or behind you, just look down to the floor about 1 meter or 3 feet in front of you. And now just put your foot out flat. Don't transfer your weight yet. Just put your foot out flat so you can see that there's really no weight there whatsoever. And now, when you're ready, just transfer your weight. Okay, now flat, transfer. 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 2 intentional steps. Just keep doing that. Flat, transfer. You can do it at your own pace. Some of you guys will be a little bit slower. Some will be a little bit faster. That's okay. I'm just going to come around and help anyone who needs help. Just let me know if you feel like you need help. It should just be 2 deliberate movements, a flat and then a transfer. A flat and then a transfer. And you'd like to be looking in front of you about 1 meter or 3 feet in front of you, just staring at that spot. Not looking at anybody in front of you, not looking at anything to the side of you, just 3 feet or 1 meter in front of you. Just staring and fixating the mind to that point. Flat, transfer. Flat, transfer. Now you just go at your own pace.